Yep, I'm swapping out my Amazon Echoes with Google Homes. And reason 15 might surprise you. So stick around because this is SlackerLabs. What's up everyone, my name is Jeff, and if this is your first time here, at SlackerLabs we look for ways to automate the boring stuff using smart home tech. Okay, I don't really have 15 reasons on why I'm ditching the Amazon Echo. And ditching might be too strong of a word, but I did recently decide to replace all of my Amazon Echoes with Google Homes or Nest Home mini speaker thingies or whatever they're being called these days. Of course, building a smart home is extremely subjective, and you would do well with either the Amazon Echo or the Google Home in your smart home. But if I was looking to use one of these speakers as my main smart home platform, I would probably lean towards the Amazon Echo. Because at least as of this video, you could get an Amazon Echo with a Zigbee radio. Although with the Matter standard, I suspect that will be less of a gap in the future. But as of today, Home Assistant is my main smart home platform, and that's where the Echo starts to lose to the Google Home. If you're familiar with Home Assistant, you'll know that local access is kind of its thing. And while not everything I use is completely local, I do use a fair amount of local audio throughout my home automation setup. Alarms, a door chime, and even some sound effects and music, like when Home Assistant plays creepy sounds on Halloween or turns my living room into Disney's Haunted Mansion. I simply haven't found a way to stream local audio files to my Amazon Echoes, at least not as easy as I can with the Google Home. Text-to-speech is another area that might not be on everyone's list of must-haves. But for us, having a home automation system that can interject important information throughout the day without us having to ask for it is a critical piece. Unlike local file access, both the Echoes and the Google Homes have text-to-speech support in Home Assistant. The only time it becomes an issue is with your choice of text-to-speech integration. I use Amazon Polly, and while I've heard others having success using Polly with the Echoes, that is not something I've been able to get to work with the Home Assistant integrations. On the other hand, getting Amazon Polly to work on the Google Homes is extremely easy. And while I've built a solution for switching the text-to-speech integration depending on what speaker I want to use in the house, that's added complexity that really isn't needed. The way the Amazon Echoes integrate with Home Assistant is probably the biggest reason I wanted to make this change. In fact, I was in the middle of filming my Audible notification tour video when this all really fell apart. When I went to film the parts showcasing how my system would switch to the Amazon Echo in rooms in which I didn't have a Google Home, I couldn't get the text-to-speech integration through the Echo to work. So if you want to know the exact moment that I decided to move from the Amazon Echo to the Google Home, that was it. And while it was a bit of a rage quit moment that kicked off this decision, I realized after I made it that it was probably the right decision to make. Because the truth is, the Home Assistant integration, especially the Amazon Media Player integration from Hacks, that makes the Echoes extremely useful, is built on an unofficial API. I recently did a video on how to future-proof your smart home, and avoiding unofficial APIs was one of the things I mentioned. So I guess I'm really just starting to take my own advice. And there it is, my reasons for choosing the Google Home over the Amazon Echo. Okay, the main part of this video is why I chose Google Home over the Amazon Echo. But I didn't want to end this video without calling out some of the things I'm giving up. The first one is one of the awesome features that Amazon Media Player integration I was just talking about gives you. There is no sensor in Home Assistant that tells you what Google Home was the last to be triggered, like you get with the Amazon Media Player integration. And from what I can tell, there's no way to derive that information, which means I'm going to have to slightly change how I do room presence. There's no way to kick off a Google Home routine from inside Home Assistant. I suspect that is a feature though that doesn't get used very often. But in this house, Apple Music is our music streaming service. And currently, there's no way to play an Apple Music playlist on a Google Home or Amazon Echo through a Home Assistant integration. But you can play one using a routine on both devices. And even though it's not extremely Slacker lifestyle friendly, there are ways to trigger an Amazon Echo routine from within Home Assistant, meaning that even though I don't have direct access to play an Apple Music playlist, I could at least trigger one using an Echo routine. In any case, using that same solution on a Google Home is currently not possible. And the third reason is device-device calling, which on the Google Home is done through Duo. And frankly, in my experience, it's just not as good as Amazon's drop-in feature, which is a bit of a shame because drop-in is really good and we've used it quite a bit. Let me know in the comments which smart speaker you're using and what you consider to be the most important function of a smart speaker in your smart home setup. If you found this video useful, hit that like button and consider subscribing to my channel for more home automation content like this. As always, thanks for taking time out of your smart home projects to watch mine. Until next time, go automate the boring stuff.